Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Wanted to be your father. I never wanted to be your father figure. You have a father, but your father's dead.
I'm short. I'm bald. I can't get any hoes.
She's on me, bitch.
Tonight you meet the team of Thunder Tits.
Adam! You fucking Marc! Fire me! I'm gonna do some real cowboy shit!
Must be juju. Goodbye. Mwah. Good night.
Bang! Yes!
These people walk away, only one thing on their mind, and it's a phrase of, whose house?
I'm better than you.
And you know it!
Restore the feeling. Bravo, I am the feeling.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode, a new episode of Wrestlelite. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it is your host, the one, the only, the Marc Cologne. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to talk about professional wrestling and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome to another edition of Marcamania. That's right, another annual event where we talk about WrestleMania for the most part. There won't be any guests on this pod, but the plan is there will be a Marcamania recap where hopefully I'm planning on having Chris. Maybe I'll get Bobby on too, and we will discuss. We'll just talk about professional wrestling. We'll talk about what happened at WrestleMania, the Hall of Fame, and all of those good and intriguing things. Those are all good things to just talk about. And it's going to be really, really good. It's going to be really, really fun to just, talk about those things. Man, I love it. I love it. It's going to be really fun, really amazing. So I cannot wait to, as we're doing right now, talk about it with you guys. Yeah. So I'm super excited, man. Super, super excited. There's a lot of good stuff to talk about. We're gonna recap AEW Dynasty. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna recap that. We're gonna talk about what happened on AEW Dynamite this week as well. We're going to be talking about that stuff as well. And then we're going to preview WrestleMania, and we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame. So a lot of good stuff, like I said, that we're going to be talking about. And I'm super excited for it. Super happy, WrestleMania is here. It doesn't feel like WrestleMania is here. I was talking to Chris last night, and we were talking about it. I was like, dude, it's been a while since it's felt like, oh my goodness, WrestleMania is finally here. You know what I mean? Which is fine, right? Because you're always gonna have pay-per-views like that where it's like it doesn't necessarily feel like that time has come, but the good thing about this is that sometimes you're going to have pay-per-views like this where it doesn't feel like we're there. You know what I mean? But who knows? Maybe after it's all said and done, we're like, my goodness, that was an amazing pay-per-view, right? And And that's also good too. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You know, and I think that's also fun too. I think that's also, it's great to kind of have that. I love it. I do. I love it. We can start with some Dynasty. I know I haven't done the podcast in a minute. Sorry, I was on a little hiatus, but now it's all setting to go. I mean, there's probably going to be a week or two where I don't do it, you know, family stuff and work and everything. Just, I'm trying to catch up on some things. But, ladies and gentlemen, if I can, I will be here. So, yeah, we can talk about, yeah, we'll start off with some Dynamite. Sorry, not Dynamite. We'll start off with Dynasty that happened this past weekend. I thought it was a very, very, very good show. It was a good show, but what I will say is there were a lot of things that, like, it was like, yeah, this person's gonna win, and then they don't. It's like, Tony, you had the right opportunity. You had it right there for you to make this person the champion or give this person the win. And maybe right now we're not understanding it, right? Like, maybe necessarily right now we're not necessarily there fully, but I mean, things can change. Things can absolutely change, you know. It's all about the moments and what happens in those moments. You know what I mean? And I really, really, really enjoy the moments. You know, I think those, I think those things can be very crucial in anything. Right, like when it comes to like certain things like that, you know, it can be crucial. And like, sure, like Dynasty might not have been, let's say, the best pay-per-view. Like, it's like, AEW, what are you doing? But I mean, who knows, right? Like, we don't necessarily know. Like, we'll have to wait and see, you know, when Double or Nothing comes. Obviously, Double or Nothing is the next pay-per-view. We'll have to see when that pay-per-view comes, if that's kind of the route they're going, of like, hey, taking you on a little bit of a swerve here. Just wait till you see what we do. Just wait until you see what we do at Double or Nothing, right? Or Forbidden Door, or All In, right? Like, we might have to wait till All In for that. And that's perfectly fine. That's absolutely fine. You know what I mean? So, should be very interesting, very intriguing, and I cannot wait to see what happens with that. But yeah, let's get into some Dynasty. Let's get into it. Right, so we've seen the return of Camille, right? Camille returned 0 hour. I thought that was very interesting to see the return of Camille. Not like, and it wasn't like a bad thing, right? Like, it's not like, oh my God, why is she here? Like, no, I think it was more of like the sense of like, okay, like cool, let's see what they're gonna do with her now, right? And they started off hot with her, and we'll see what they continue to do with her in AEW now. Hopefully, she gets the run that she deserves and that she needs. Hopefully that does happen. We seen Alex Windsor defeat Marina Shafir. Camille defeated Big Ann. AEW National Champion Jungle Jack Perry defeated Marc Davis of the Don Callis family. You had the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships on the line. Divine Dominion defeated Hyen and Maya World. The Young Bucks defeated the Don Callis family. So you had that happen. Because obviously, like, okay, now the turn has finally happened for Takeshita, right? And we'll see, like, so now the thing is, like, is it a actual turn, or are they gonna flip roles? It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see. I cannot wait to see how this all plays out and how everything turns out to be. I'm very excited for it. It's a fun time. It's some good stuff happening right now, and I can't wait. I cannot wait to just see what happens with Takeshita, what happens with Okada. Obviously, they've already announced the match for Double or Nothing, so that's obviously, we knew that was going to happen. But Takeshita walks out on Okada, and the Young Bucks get the win. It was a great match, though. It was a great match. I'll say that until that part, which that part makes sense, though. You know what I mean? Ricochet defeated Jericho. Surprised, but not surprised. Like, yeah, that's kind of what you want to do. You want to put over a guy like Ricochet. You kind of that's what you want to do, right? So, good for them. Like, yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. Not mad at it though. Darby Allin defeated Andrade El Idolo to earn a AEW World Title shot. Now, when this happened, after the match, Andrade gave Darby his hand. I was like, wait, does this mean like that you're a good guy now? Like, what is going on? You know what I mean? Like, I was so like dumbfounded and taken back by it. I didn't know how to receive it. And the fact that we got this, and we'll see. We'll see what happens with this whole situation. With Andrade possibly turning face, and what happened with Darby. And then you have the AEW World Tag Team Championship match, FTR with Big Stoke versus Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. They retained their title successfully. Was expecting Darby to win. Was expecting Jericho to win. So I was very taken back by it. I was like, oh wow, Jericho didn't win his first match back. Not a terrible thing, because you gave Ricochet the rub, really. Right, the Young Bucks thing, right, wasn't mad at that. This was the first thing I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, why are they winning? But maybe it's to a bigger lead off. Maybe it's for Double or Nothing, right? We've seen Willow responding to Camille's attack. The Jet, Kevin Knight, wins the Casino Gauntlet for the vacant TNT Championship. Obviously, Kyle O'Reilly got injured. Kyle Fletcher got injured. And Yeah, he got injured, and so now he had to vacate the title. He's going to be out for some time. Hopefully, a speedy recovery from the Aussie, right? Hopefully. But yeah, congratulations to Kevin Knight. I thought Tommaso Ciampa was going to win it. I felt like they were just going to give him back the title, right? But obviously, they have different and bigger plans for Tommaso, and I love that Kevin Knight won. I love it. This was one of those decisions where I was like, yes, like, yeah, we're not gonna put it on a champion that's already won it. No, we're gonna give it to somebody that has not done it yet. I thought that was pretty cool as well. And then you have the AEW Women's World Championship match, the Toxic Spider, Tekla. Defeating Jamie Hayter. I thought this was a very good match as well. Obviously, Telka using her tactics, her heelish tactics to win again. I thought that was very good. The very good storytelling, right? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how what's next for Telka. I feel like maybe they're going to do Mercedes. I don't know though. Like, is the big match for you going to be Mercedes versus Tekla? And I mean, she's a star, right? But like, I wouldn't have expected that, And whenever Mercedes comes back, right? Like, we don't know the whole situation on that, but it should be interesting. And then the AEW Continental Championship match, Jon Moxley. It's way longer, but I'd have to extend my voice so loud it would probably break your speakers. But Jon Moxley defeated Will Ospreay to retain his championship. I think this finished off an 18-minute mark. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty depressed by this. I was pretty depressed. This one was another, situation where I was just like, man, Will should have won it, but if he doesn't win it, I'm okay with. I also think if Will has to get one up on Mox. I don't know how they're gonna do it now. I don't know what they're gonna do. But Will Ospreay needs to defeat Jon Moxley. Now, maybe they don't put the title on, because, yeah, you probably don't want to do that. But, this is supposed to be, Will Ospreay's, redemption, right? This is a story of, yeah, you took me out for some months. I got to get my redemption on you. We're still waiting to see that. So, hopefully we do get that. Darby Allin has big plans for Wednesday's Dynamite. Obviously, we know that already. The AEW World Trios Championship match, the conglomeration, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly versus the Dogs, War Ready, Gabe Kidd, David Finlay, and 100 Proof Clark Connors. Gabe Kidd did get injured. Hopefully, he's not out too long. But, yeah, the conglomeration of the new AEW World Trios Champions. Congratulations to them. Congratulations on Kyle O'Reilly returning. I thought that was very good. Hopefully Adam can return. And I don't necessarily think the pop was as loud as it should have been. Because I have a feeling most of the fans were like, yes, let it be Adam, right? And it just wasn't going to happen. Now, the only way that were to happen is if Orange Cassidy would have gotten replaced too. Then, yeah, you could have seen that, but it's not going to happen right now, people. It's just not going to happen. The AEW World Championship match, the main event, the Devil, MJF, defeated the God of Professional Wrestling, Kenny Omega. I felt like this was the right move, but at the same time, I was just like, man, I would have loved to see Kenny win, obviously. But they obviously have different plans for Kenny at the moment. So I wasn't necessarily mad at it. I was just like, oh man, like I really thought he was gonna pull it off. I thought he was gonna win it, but I wasn't necessarily mad at it. I was just like, man, that could have been the moment, right? Like that could have changed everything. Now, obviously, it didn't, and that's okay, because you're gonna have things like that. You're gonna have times like that, but I thought it was still very, very good. It was a very good show for the most part. I think the decision making was a bit wonky, to say the least. Like, it was like, oh, like, why are you guys doing that? But I didn't think it was necessarily like the worst thing in the world. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't. It was really, really good stuff, So, yeah. So, yeah, and then on Dynamite, Darby Allin defeats MJF to win the AEW World Championship. Congratulations to Darby Allin. A lot of people are up in arms about this. Like, a lot of people are very, very upset about this. And granted, I understand why. Like, I get it. I do. Like, you guys might not think I get it, but trust me, I get it more than you might think. And like, hey, like, sure, cool, like, it happens. It's a part of the business. But, MJF probably got some projects going on, or, maybe it was his decision, right? Like, maybe it was time. He won it at World's End. He's held it until, this past Wednesday, and it was time for Darby to win it, guys. Like, there's some things you can, like, get away with, like, where it's like, okay, yeah, we probably don't have to put a world championship on this person for another few years, or months, whatever the case is, or even a year. But for Darby, it was like, nah, we can't avoid this. We gotta put it on him now, and that's kind of what it was for AEW, and congratulations to Darby Allin, man. Like, he deserves this, man. I always thought, I was like, yeah, eventually, like, we're gonna have a Darby Allin or Orange Cassidy world title reign, and it's here, Now, I don't think Darby's going to hold it for 300 days or 6 months or even 3 months. I could see this being where Darby just being Darby. He'll have like a month reign, and he'll probably lose it at Double or Nothing. Whoever, depending on who he's facing, right? I still think the plan is Kenny versus Will at All In, but, we'll see. We'll see if we get that. We'll see. Now, the build-up to WrestleMania. The build-up to WrestleMania has definitely been something else. I'll say that. Because there has been some good stuff. There has been some bad stuff. We look at the Roman Punk stuff. It's been good for the most part. It definitely felt limited. Like, the TikTok videos of Roman and the interviews and stuff like that of him cutting promos on Punk was like 10 times better than what we got on TV. I don't know why that was. I don't know if it was creative. I don't know if it was Punk, but Roman really just he killed him. He killed him on the mic. So I thought that was very interesting, intriguing. That was very good. That was very good. So I just thought it was some very good stuff, and at the end of the day, at the end of it all, like, it's just really, really good, People are saying he got some new veneers. I was like, oh my goodness. Well, you guys might be right. The people are also saying, like, Randy Orton was sitting in the front. I don't know if that's true. But, we'll see. But, and that's another thing, like, the Cody and Randy thing was very good until they introduced Pat McAfee. Open the Brock stuff has been really, really good. Congratulations to Royce Keys on winning the Andre the Giant battle. The Andre the Giant Battle Royal, I think it's called, whatever it's called. So congratulations to them on that. I'm trying to see what else. You got the Owen Hart tournament coming up very soon as well. You do have that. The celebrity thing. Like, I get it. Yes, WrestleMania is the biggest wrestling event of the year. Like, yes, absolutely. You have to have these celebrities in here. Like, that's no secret. Like, yeah, that needs to happen. Absolutely. But what I have a problem with, and this is going to bother me to a certain extent, and it really will. I already know it will, because of the person I am, and celebrities shouldn't get too involved. That's the one thing I'll say. Celebrities in no way, shape, or form should be able to get too involved into wrestling. If they're having matches, okay, but when it comes to, like, with Jey Uso and Cameron, and, right, you're having, like, Jelly Roll, like, dude, come on. Like, I'm not a fan of it. Like, now we're talking, like, Speed's gonna be in a match, okay. Like, the Pat McAfee does not need to be involved in this. It makes no sense at all. Now, if we get a swerve, okay, absolutely, I'm with you 100%. But if we're not getting that swerve, and it's just like, yeah, we're just throwing this to throw it, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, the Finn and Dom stuff have been a little lackluster, but I think, we're gonna see what we see tonight. The living Stephanie Vaquer stuff has been really, really good. The Rhea and Jade stuff has been a little lackluster. So, there's some things that are like, yo, this is really good. And then there's some things that are like, it could be better, obviously. Which, I mean, you're going to get that all the time in wrestling, That there's never going to be a perfect show. Now, could you sit there and be like, yo, that was a perfect show? The results, the outcomes, the matches, everything was down to a T, right? Yes, absolutely, you can have that. But you're not always going to necessarily have that, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? I'm hoping for one or two surprises, even for, the Raw after Mania, SmackDown after Mania, NXT after Mania. I'm hoping for some surprises for that as well. I am. I'm really excited for it. Congratulations to Tony D'Angelo winning the NXT Championship. Obviously, we know, like, it's not a guy that moves me, but congratulations. Like, dude, you won it, You did it. Eventually, he has to get called up, though, It seems like, he's going to have this run with the NXT Championship. And then maybe he does get called up, right? Maybe around the summertime, he ends up getting called up, depending how long he holds that NXT Championship for. You still got Ricky Saints. You have Ethan Page down there as well. So, yeah. Some really, really, really good stuff. Seth versus Gunther, that's another one that's very exciting, man. There's a lot of matches that have potential. I just hope WWE gives them the time to, so we can see the actual potential that these guys and girls are going to have. The Hall of Fame, the Hall of Fame I'm not going to lie to you guys, wasn't a fan of it. I was not a fan of the Hall of Fame. Now, I haven't seen it yet, and the only reason I say I'm not a fan of the Hall of Fame, one, you're chanting, thank you, Vince. There was, I guess, I want to say the Hall of Fame was on the anniversary of China. So that was another thing. It was like, okay, I think it was the 10-year anniversary, I want to say. I could be wrong. But I was just like, okay, guys, now you're pushing it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just sick. You know? But, and then AJ Styles only having 9 minutes. And I get it. AJ said, he didn't want that much time. I wholeheartedly 100% understand that to a T, but I don't like it. I feel like if you're AJ Styles, you gotta have a 30-40 minute speech. Now they do tend to switch things up, so yeah, AJ Styles might have closed the show, but he might have not been the headliner. It might have been Stephanie. Because last year, I think that's how they did it. I think Triple H opened the show, but he was like the quote unquote, he was the headliner. So it's weird. It's very weird how they do stuff. I think I'm hoping next year, or maybe in a few years, we get Cena. The Rock still hasn't been inducted, but he said he wants to retire fully and then get inducted. Trying to see who else. John Cena is the host of WrestleMania this year, which, pretty cool. Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. So, yeah, I hope we got some surprises. Like, you got to give us something, WWE. You just can't give us the matches and no surprises. It's WrestleMania. It's the biggest event of the summer. You got to give us more. All right. Let's look at this match card real quick so we can end this show. I know it's not a very lengthy podcast, but sorry, guys. I just got so much going on. But this upcoming week, I'm going to dedicate more time. We're going to talk about so much more. I promised you guys. So for night one, which is tonight, you have Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and I Show Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight. Yeah. I'm going to go the Usos and LA Knight. It'd be cool to see I Show Speed picked up a WrestleMania victory. I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to do Logan Theory and I Show Speed defeating the Usos and LA Knight. I would have loved to see maybe a titles on the line type of thing, but maybe we get that on Monday, right? That's what they usually do too. They'll do like, okay, depending who wins and stuff like that. You'll see some titles defended on Monday. So we'll see. Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre in a unsanctioned match. I'm gonna go with Jacob Fatu to win this. Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if Drew won it, though. I'm being wholeheartedly honest with you guys on that. I wouldn't be surprised if Drew won it. So if Logan Theory, Speed, the Usos, or LA Knight lost, it wouldn't hurt either team. Same thing with Jacob and Drew. Whoever loses, it's not gonna really affect them to a great standard. Like, whoever loses between Jacob or Drew, it's not going to hurt them. They'll bounce back perfectly fine. Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. This is a match Liv Morgan needs to win. In my opinion, I feel that way. Stephanie can lose this one. I get it. It's WrestleMania. But she's been the champion for some months now. Unless she's going to have a lengthy reign, maybe she loses at SummerSlam, or she gets cashed in on or something like that. I feel like Liv Morgan should absolutely win this match. She won the Royal Rumble. It only makes sense, because, for so many years it was like she came up short. She cannot win the big one. Well, here's your chance, Liv. Win the big one. And then you have the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. You have AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. I'm going to say Becky wins. Man. I feel like AJ might retain it and then maybe drop it a month or two later. But I got to go with Becky. I'm going to go with Becky on this one, man. I am. And then you have the Women's Tag Team Championship match. You have Nia Jax and Lash Legend versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. versus Bailey and Lyra Valkyria versus Nikki and Brie Bella. There have been reports that Saraya Page has signed with WWE. She has signed a WWE deal. It'll be interesting to see if we see her. I'm still waiting for that. Zilla Fatu has signed with WWE news. I'm still waiting for that. It's gonna happen one day, I promise you. But as of right now, all we can get is Saraya Page, which isn't a bad thing. It's not bad at all, and congratulations to her. She deserves it, and we'll see if she shows up. Man. But in this match, I will say, Nia Jax and Lash Legend are the champions. I'm going to say Nikki and Brie win. I feel like this can be a WrestleMania moment for them. If Nikki is going to fight, because there was reports that she wasn't going to. Maybe this is where Saraya comes in. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. You have Seth Rollins versus Gunther. I'm going to say Seth wins. But then, Gunther has been on a tear, so do you have Gunther lose this? You know what I mean? Maybe this was where Braun comes in, and maybe Seth... Yeah, I'm going to say Gunther. Yeah, I'm going to say Gunther wins this, maybe with some help from the Vision. Maybe Braun Breaker shows up. Or maybe he shows up on Monday. But yeah, that's the way I would go. Absolutely, 100%. I'd have Gunther winning against Seth Rollins. Because for you to get if you're gonna make a deal with Paul Heyman, right, you got to get the job done. So I feel like he has to get the job done. The Undisputed WWE Championship is on the line. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. This is the main event of WrestleMania 42, Night 1. And I'm going to say Randy Orton wins. I don't know if it's just Pat McAfee. I don't know if somebody else will show up to help. Maybe Cody gets help from John Cena. Maybe he gets help from Royce Keys, right? We don't know. But I'm going to say Randy wins and becomes the new undisputed WWE champion. That's what I'm going to go with. And it'll be a very successful Night 1. I think you go that route and you have maybe a surprise. Maybe, because last year was Night 1 was the best night of the WrestleMania 2-night package. I don't think it's going to be that way this year. But it could be. It very well could be. We'll have to wait and see. But Night 2, man, is stacked. Night 2 is 100% stacked. Let's discuss Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. Are we serious right now? Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. I'm gonna say Oba wins. I feel like this. I don't think it's gonna be a very long match. I think it could be very short, very sweet, very quick. But I'm gonna say Oba wins. Yeah. Say Oba wins this match. Then you have the Intercontinental Championship match. Penta versus Javon Evans versus Dragon Lee versus JD McDonough versus Rusev versus Rey Mysterio in a ladder match. That's right. I'm going to say... So, this one's a bit tough. Because I want to say Javon Evans. But I don't necessarily think they're going to put it on him yet. I think Penta's going to lose the title here. I don't think JD is going to win it. I don't think he's going to win it. Unless everybody's about to turn on Dom. Dragon Lee, he could be the very well dark horse. He's been very close to winning it, but he keeps coming up short. So Dragon Lee could win it. Rusev, that would be a very cool moment. You get Rusev Day, right? Okay. And you could do Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio wins it one last time, as his career is coming to an end. Who knows? But I'll say, so my pick, I'm going to say Dragon Lee, and then my dark horse would be Rusev. That's what I'll say. If I had to pick honorable mention, I'd do Rey Mysterio. Just because I think it would be pretty cool to see him hold a title before he retires, you know. And then you have the WWE Women's Championship match, Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. I'm gonna say, this was tough, but I'm gonna say Jade Cargill retains. I'm gonna say Jade retains, man. Again, could be completely wrong. Hopefully, the build-up has been lackluster. Hopefully, the match is worth it. It's fun. We'll see who comes to help Rhea, but I have Jade retaining. And maybe we got a Bianca Belair return, right? It'll be interesting, but yeah. We shall see. Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams for the United States Championship. Trick Williams wins. I'm guessing we're gonna get we're gonna see a double turn. Sammy turns heel, Trick becomes a face, but Trick Williams becomes the new United States champion. And if it doesn't happen now, it could happen this upcoming week or next month, whenever it happens. But I could 100% see it happening soon. And then you have Finn Balor returning as the Demon versus Dominic Mysterio. Finn Balor should 100% win this, especially if he's going to be the Demon Finn Balor. Yeah, you should absolutely 100% win this. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It should just happen. Like, yeah, no. I don't even know why this is a discussion. And then you have the World Heavyweight Championship match, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns in the main event to end the WrestleMania weekend. This could possibly be very, very interesting, but maybe interferences. I don't know. Maybe some chaos. We'll see. But Roman Reigns is going to be on top of the world again. Roman Reigns is going to be the World Heavyweight Champion. And that will conclude WrestleMania. Right? That'll be WrestleMania. I think it's a very good WrestleMania weekend. Man, the more I think about it, I would say night 2. I would have definitely. I mean, you definitely don't want to overpower some things, but I definitely would have maybe moved Sammy and Trick to night 1, and I would have put like Seth and Gunther night 2. I would have, or Jacob and Drew night 2. Like, you could have did some other things, but it's a very good card. Very good card, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be entertaining. It's gonna be an amazing time. What a time to be alive. And then obviously you have the night after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania, which is always good, always fun, and that's going to be very, very interesting to dive into and to talk about, just to, kind of see what happens with that whole situation, what happened, right, aftermath, right, was there any surprises, were there debuts, were there returns, right? What shocked you, right? All those things is going to be very, very good to talk about. And I can't wait to talk about that with you guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Marc Cologne on Wrestlelite. This is the end of the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we will talk about this. We will talk about WrestleMania and so much more this upcoming week. Until next time, goodbye.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Wanted to be your father. I never wanted to be your father figure. You have a father, but your father's dead.
I'm short. I'm bald. I can't get any holes.
She's on me, bitch.
Tonight you meet the team of Thunder Tits.
You fucking Marc! Fire me!
I'm gonna do some real cowboy shit!
Must be juju. Goodbye. Mwah. Good night.
Bang! Yes!
These people walk away, only one thing on their mind, and it's a phrase of whose house?
I'm better than you.